Okay, all right. Hello, everyone. This is me, Guillaume Lambert, and Rosalie Mosner from the Panoptic team. Today, we're doing Stop Losing, Start Trading, uh, making money despite always being wrong. So, this is a show where we go over options trading concepts. We try to manage a portfolio. So we discuss some trade ideas. The Panoptic intern sometimes decide to do this unto us, but they are trading and quite successfully at that over the past 2 months. And I'm teaching Rodley here in the marketing team how to trade options. He's been very good, learning a lot. And overall, again, this is all financial entertainment. Nothing we say here is financial advice. It's just to showcase how we at the Panoptic team kind of think about trading options. So yeah, first of all, Rosie, how has your weekend been?
Good. Yeah, I was sick. So
Oh
I'm
yeah, that's right.
slowly recovering. Yeah, I had a pretty bad
You
cough.
missed the Friday show, yeah, but again with Brendan, we're able to go over a few trades. Um,
But
Very
yeah, no,
cool.
I'm better. The market's looking okay today.
There's always a dump over the weekend, so this is
Yeah.
kind of the what we expect. And we did talk about this on a bit on Friday. So there's always kind of a good way to hedge, which is maybe buying puts, and kind of that could be one way because it did go down. Uh, Maybe we can do the rounds with the markets. Yeah, it's always the same story. It seems very sideways action. We've seen a little bit of kind of upswing over the past week. It went straight down over the weekend, and now we touched 1780. So this is a price we've tested a few times. Might be the lowest we've been in a long time in the past, even 3 months. Again, the market, the macroeconomics is very hard to fight against. So if everything goes down, whether it's your Nvidia stocks or Tesla stocks or anything else, again, Bitcoin and ETH and cryptocurrencies are definitely going down. Bitcoin is definitely the one still holding the fort a bit more, but yeah, certainly not the best price action. But the good news that if you're trading options, there's ways to profit if the price goes up, if the price goes down, or if it stays sideways, which is what we have here. Um, yeah, any other coins, I guess, on your radar, Rosalie?
I was just looking at Solana and Dogecoin this morning, but yeah, everything seems to
It's
is
hard.
yeah.
Yeah, Doge. I don't know how much. I think Elon said that they won't use Doge at Doge. The final blow, maybe. Let's see Solana. I again, it's both tokens were on the same boat. I don't know if we can see the ETH. Yeah, in ETH, there for a while, Solana was definitely eating at ETH's lunch. Now it seems pretty stable. This is the purple one. Again, the whole market grows together. Solana has had a lot of good tailwind, I guess, for sure. Now it's kind of also being affected, but the ratios hold steady, which is great for Solana, of course. Uh, and I don't know if you have Doge. When you look at meme coins, I don't know if it's the same with you. I always look at the BTC price, and if it goes down, it tells you about how in the news or not it is. But
Oh wow. They're very correlated, huh?
yeah, I mean, it's a higher beta, I'd say. But yes, if the price, it's almost as if Bitcoin is the stable coin of crypto. And then if you see a lot of upswing in BTC terms, then this is definitely something that is proper to that coin. But yes, if it goes down and the price of Bitcoin stays steady, that's what you have. One thing I want to go over to is the volatility index. This is our friends at Volmex Finance. They have this implied volatility index past 30 days. What we see is this is a different type of price action than you would expect from price going up or down. Volatility has its own kind of chart. Uh, if you remember, we looked at it maybe last week. Maybe that's something we do every Monday. But last week was about here, and now it's here. Yeah. What again? It's hard to interpret these volatility indices or charts. But yeah, what does that chart tell you? Maybe Rosalie at first glance. This is the past month and a half.
That I guess there's been more price movement recently in the last week than there was the week before. And
Yeah.
yeah, and
And a lot of maybe, and also what one thing to also always consider is when you look at volatility, the spiky, it's very, very spiky on the upside. You have these huge price move on the way up, and then it slowly decays back down. And this is what we've seen where there was a peak, I guess, early March or even 2 weeks ago. So we went down. I think when we looked at it, it was towards the lowest price it's been. So that is one signal. Whereas if it's the lowest it's been over the past few months, might be a buy signal, might be a way to kind of expect a vol expansion. But that's a signal that tells you that price has moved, but it's not very, very volatile or kind of dangerous to trade. Big, big, sharp increases over the past week. And that is kind of one aspect that is a lot more difficult to kind of price and kind of manage. But in that case, price going down is correlated with the volatility going up. Now it's back to its maybe middle of range type of levels. So what we have is that IV on ETH is about 73%, which is kind of sizable, and it's again more volatile than, of course, a stock like even Amazon or Google or Apple, but it's still kind of comparable to maybe Tesla in its most volatile ways, or a lot of the meme coins are higher than that. But yeah, this is just maybe back to something that's on average. I would expect to see some slow decay afterwards. If price keeps going down, of course the IV will go up. But then once it reaches what looks like a high point, or if the price seems to be stabilizing, then you expect that vol to go down. That's one of the ways to actually come back and maybe sell options on the way down. But yeah, there's volatility. It's a chart that trades in a totally uncorrelated way than the price. Let's see the Bitcoin one as well. I would expect a similar recent, yeah, price action, but volatility went down over the past week, a week and a half. Now it's going up. Again, as a volatility trader, as a options trader, you have to look at volatility, and now being kind of in that middle of range too. I would say that it could be a good time to be maybe sell options as well as buying them. Whereas below here, more the buyer's opportunity. All the way up here, definitely a seller's opportunity. So that's kind of maybe middle of the road there.
I see. Wow, yeah, it's pretty low for crypto, 54.
I mean, it's a boomer coin. There's much
Right.
more
Okay. I guess.
action now, more liquidity. November was definitely a Friday time, but yeah. Oh no, this is last year. Oh my god. But yeah, I would say 50, 60, even oil and some of these kind of commodity like instruments, they have volatility 60, 70. Don't trade natural gas, but this one sometimes had like 100, 150%, which is extremely high. But yeah, so this is the price, this is the volatility. One thing we'll try today is the market has been going down a little bit. I typically go over the portfolio, but we'll have Rosalie do it here on her own. So here, you can share your screen, go over the entered portfolio, and see how they've been performing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll have you kind of handle this and kind of walk through what your thought process is here.
Okay. Yeah. While looking at, we have good P&L at the moment. Our different markets look quite healthy. Not too much margin utilization either. So I'm curious to see if maybe we want to do some more trades in the USDC ETH pool, but we can do that after. We click on here, we can kind of see the two positions that we have. So this one is 24 days old now. So I think we have, made some money. We didn't lose anything.
Yeah, let's have a look. There seems to be, yeah. Can you go to the premium chart? So this is a position. This is the payoff. The premium has been slowly accumulating. So again, Bitcoin being very traded is slowly accumulating. I thought we went in the negative zone for a while, but no, yeah, it's just going up, which is fine. And this is also the price action that's went the way we wanted. Yeah, so to inject. So yeah, what do you think we should do, or the intern should do there?
Yeah, I think I think we've made a good amount of profit. We are still not at max potential profit, but because we bought an option here for free since it was out of range and are selling this option and collecting fees on it, and it's already almost been a month, I think it might make sense to close this position now, take our profits, and relocate.
Yeah, knowing how and when to take profits is also a skill to know. Again, cutting losses, it's a lot more a gut maybe feeling, but profits, it's there. You just have to kind of manage this. And one thing that I personally do in TradFi is that I sell an option, for instance, for I don't know, 150 bucks, and then my profit target is 50% of that max profit, which is again, if I were to buy it back for 75 cents or $75, then I make 50%. What we see here visually might be also a similar thing. We're more than 50% of the profit potential as well. If you look at the chart, we're like slightly above,
Hmm.
and that is also a good signal to look. So I would say that even though it seems like the profit is only 21%, but then the max profit you can make from that starting point seems to also be we're above 50%. So that's definitely another win for Rosalie, another good trade on the BTC ratio. So yeah, we could certainly close this.
Then the other position here, we opened this 8 days ago. We have our Strangle, my favorite. Yeah, so here this is still very new. We've accumulated some premia, are also profiting from price movement. We are still within range. I like to see the spread here, and we're accumulating
A little bit? Oh,
a
yes.
little bit. And then, yeah, premiums going up here was, I guess, a big spike in price. But so far, this looks good. Nothing really we should be worried about.
And this was a strangles or straddles or delta neutral, but this was set offset. So this was a bearish or neutral to bearish trade. It also went the right way. And if you remember, the other one had and about 20 bucks worth of profits after 24 days. And this one, because we timed it right, but also it's a straddle, it has a little bit more capital. We're making 16 bucks. We're almost making as much with the same price move, but then
They
with
did.
only 8 days.
Yeah.
So these straddles are extremely capital efficient. We only had 1x if you want leverage in the previous trade. This one has 2x. So it does grow quicker. So it's very good in terms of trade placement. Same thing again. We don't want to bet against ETH, but then if the market goes one way, again, there's a way to profit. So in that case, yeah,
I'm
it's a very good
curious,
trade. Yeah.
yeah, to see if they're what other people are doing right now. But it looks like the only other person is also selling.
Yeah, and someone is buying that put side. So there's a on the right hand side of that chart is the put. So there's one buyer. They pay you a bit more. Three sellers, one buyer, a straddle as well. This is omnidirectional long volatility. But yeah, they're willing to pay you a bit more for that price, for that option, and you just make the profits. That's good.
Very good. Yeah, I think this one is good to keep as well. I'm curious to see, yeah, oh, take your Bitcoin we have here as well. This looks like it's doing good as well. We've had this for 18 days. But I feel like,
This one looks very juicy.
yeah,
I had it
yeah.
peek this morning.
I think it might even make sense to, yeah, to keep this up as well because we have a pretty good range.
This is
Uh,
free money, right? So
yeah.
if the price does leave that range, which is that purple rectangle, we're making almost as much as if it's in then in the middle. The bulk of our profits is in those fees. We're making 13% in terms of fees. This is humongous. The Bitcoin is very volatile. You would normally wait a month or two to get to that level with regular stocks. Here, because it's so volatile, in 18 days we're making almost 15%. And the premium, ooh, something happened, I think. But this is also another point where market moves, huge amount of volatility. This is, yeah, you can zoom in a little bit maybe, but this is kind of the price drop. That's okay. The flow didn't fall too far, but because we're in range, then we made a lot, almost half as much. It's interesting. So I would also be of the argument that this could also even be held for a little bit because we have this free money. Maybe one alternative to keep it if we're still maybe neutral. Maybe the price will recover. Yeah, now that I think of it, we're almost on the edge. We're almost losing. it would be a good time to now close that for profit, because we've been making 15% in 18 days. It's extremely good. Uh, if the price were to collapse another 10%, then it would be close to losing. So yeah,
I see. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And then we could probably open a new position and
yes,
reallocate this closer to the
exactly.
new
Maybe be
range.
bullish this time, but yes, it's very good.
It's hard to be bullish these days. Yeah, our eighth positions, interesting, have been up for a while.
Yeah, for some, the both of them are identical, so that's easy to manage. But
Yeah, we have some juicy spreads here. Effective spread of
yeah, a lot of the
1.1.
call spread. Everyone wants to buy options. No one wants to buy put protection. This is what we see on the left.
Wow.
A bunch of small buyers, but still, kind of, you can go through 3x if you're right directionally. On the right hand side, you have no put as no puts buying at all. It's all about selling. So I don't know. Those put buyers would have made money on the way down definitely over the weekend, or call sellers as well. But then, yeah,
Yeah, I think it might also make sense to maybe this is a good day to kind of close a lot of positions and we can reevaluate on Wednesday and see what makes sense to
and
open. We do
and what I
have,
like too is that if you expand, yeah, we're not that much utilized. If you expand the premium accumulated, the first one had $82. 82, that's a lot. But then because of the price movement, the net profit is only $15. So that premium, that risk we took on for the past 25 days is now able to offset what would have been a, I don't know, 5 to 10, I mean, maybe $50 loss. In that case, almost like $65 loss. Then now it's a profit because of the fees. So again, part of that title today is that we're making money even if we're wrong, which is the best place you can be. You don't want to be in a situation where you cannot forgive yourself for being wrong. Here, it's very forgiving. There's a lot of grayness to it. If it's a little bit wrong, you can still profit. This is kind of the prime example of that.
yeah, I mean that's what options are for, right? If you can hold your position and that will look a lot different. You gotta
And again,
make
all of this being wrong, management, it's very, very good, as you said, in terms of options. But again, this is all Uniswap LPing. So when Uniswap LPs, maybe they have a similar system, maybe they have a similar mindset, but it's not very widespread of saying, okay, yes, the fees are good, but they're there to offset the risk. I want to be in range, or be right the longest time. But even if I'm wrong, Emperor Not Loss or LVR or all of these risks, they have to be offset by that premium. So that's also kind of the missing piece or component for many LPs. They're not just staying in range, but also staying in range to sustain these losses and still be profitable.
one last market we have here is Eigen.
This one
So
too is,
yeah,
you'll see, yeah.
okay, yeah. I mean, we are accumulating some premia. This looks pretty steady. Doesn't look like anything too dramatic
That's
happened.
interesting. Yeah, it's so linear. So what
Yeah,
I think is happening is that, and then, yeah, the price is not moving much. Lots of trading activity. What we saw with Bitcoin, Ticker Bitcoin, was that there was this huge spike when the price went down. Here, Eigen went down, not a similar level. It did go down, but the premium is very, very linear and stable. So maybe that's going to be a topic for the research piece, but that might be because maybe a lot of the trades are arbitrage or kind of aligning the price between, say, Binance or Coinbase and Uniswap. So you always trade a steady number, and it's not going to be like people panicking and selling all at once, but rather the arbitrageurs kind of doing it over time. That's why it's so straight. Maybe the Bitcoin price on the Ticker Bitcoin Telegram, people freaked out. They all sold, they all bought, they all traded very, very actively. And that's why you have these kind of external, like, flow of volatility there.
yeah. I think the community that trades Eigen is probably very different than the one trading and Ticker Bitcoin. So that always affects those movements as well. I'm glad to see finally somebody close their position. I know there was a daily option
Oh,
here as well that was up for a while, but
even hourly. This is someone that probably was testing out, maybe at small scale, but yeah. We should have bought some of it just to make it interesting. Again, if
Right.
there's a, it's not as much of a kind of zero sum game, but yeah, if someone loses, the other one makes money. But yeah. So
Yeah, one last thing I wanted to look at as well. Now that you mentioned buying liquidity, I think we have this options chain here that's really interesting to look at sometimes to kind of give inspiration for new trades. And here we have a juicy 3.25.
exactly. So we
And
tried to
so,
make it visually. So big red is 3.25, which is maybe a bit risky for buyers. So this is kind of the signal we want to send. But then again, purple, dark, bold, or medium font size is also another juicy product. Yeah, it turned out I spoke with a user, a community member, and they use the options chain quite a bit to enter and exit trades. Whereas again, we show the visual slash kind of P&L chart a bit more, but this is also a very, very valid entry point for most. If you have a good idea in mind, meaning I want to protect my downside, given if the price goes below, I don't know, 1800, it's very easy to kind of identify the right strike. So maybe that's also another one that we can spend more time on if we were to create a new position. But
yeah, I think this to me looks good because I'm interested in selling, right? And so you want to look maybe depending on if you're buying or selling, the Vagoid is something interesting to look at. But yeah, I think overall our portfolio. Oh, I lost it.
no, that's right. When you spy on people, sometimes we lose the flow. But yeah, no,
Yeah,
again,
looks
the even
already.
the PN, yeah, we're
But
trying to make it so that unfortunately a lot of the cash PNL, if the tokens, whether ETH or Eigen or Bitcoin, if they all go down, like you lose apparently on both sides. So this is one thing that we may want to make it a bit clearer for people, because it may seem like you're doing a bunch of good trades, but the market collapses, you're losing. So it's just a different way to manage it. So we'll try to make the P&L slash portfolio tracking a bit easier, so you can differentiate between the collateral that you have losing money in your own trades. Because again, I'd say that the past 15 trades that we've done with Intern were 14 or maybe 13 at the most, were all profitable, which is kind of maybe where this P&L comes from. But yeah.
definitely, yeah, I think this looks good for now. We have some positions to close. Intern, if you're listening, um, and we can revisit this on Wednesday and maybe allocate some more funds and new.
Yes. And let me also, for those that want to maybe, I'll post this on YouTube. If you want to also take a peek at the trades, even there, you can go to the portfolio and see the history. It's all very, very fun. But I posted the link here. Uh, but yeah, that's it. I think yeah. Are you? Do you think we should open a new position? Maybe let's talk about this a little bit, and then maybe we'll do it on Wednesday. But yeah, do you think we should look at different market? Look, we have two positions, maybe three even, that will close. So the ticker Bitcoin, the rat Bitcoin, and then USDC. Would you also go back to ETH or Bitcoin, or what do you think is the best opportunity now?
Yeah, I think Bitcoin, ETH, USDC, ETH. I'm not sure how active the BTC, USDC market is at the
Mm,
moment, but that's always something interesting for me personally because um, I'm not trading the range as much, so I can only focus on Bitcoin. But yeah, I think it would be good to open a new one in the USDC ETH pool.
amazing, amazing. Yeah. So maybe we'll do this on Wednesday. Given again, all of this is, you don't have to be 24/7 in front of your computer. It's very forgiving in terms of management because we're using monthly expiries. So even the entry point, whether you do it today or tomorrow or a week from now, sometimes it doesn't even matter. It's how you manage it afterwards. So yeah, that might be something. Even though it seems that we're doing it 2 days in the future, we'll just have a different assumption maybe, but the capital can still be allocated. So
Maybe we could do a weekly option as well and kind of
yeah.
see if we can gamble a little bit more with
I
that.
do, yeah, maybe I'd do the weekly option on Wednesday so that we have Friday to manage, and
Mhm.
then maybe let it go over the weekend, but we'll see.
And then panic on Monday. Sounds great.
Oh, tomorrow it's Liberation Day. There might be also a different, extremely volatile event or something happening. So yeah, we'll see. Maybe it's good also to wait on Wednesday to do any of those trades. So
That sounds good. Yeah. Close before any big movements
yes,
happen tomorrow.
exactly. Okay, so that's it. Thanks very much, Rosalie. This was great. So again, you're learning so much. You'll probably be able to teach everyone else soon. So this is great. Again, small wins, being able to make money even if you're wrong, being able to manage your risk in a way that is something you're comfortable is what options can allow you to do. So yeah, overall, I'm really happy to see that the trades have been all profitable, even though we were wrong. So that's kind of a good way to see this.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
All right. Thanks very much, everyone. I guess tomorrow we have the research stream with Amy Khaldun, and also we have a partner stream with the Bunny team. So we're very interested to have this going as well. So tomorrow morning, Eastern time, we have these two streams. But yeah, overall, nice talking to you guys.